Ugh. Well, good morning, beloveds. Dante had sauntered in and acted like he was going to get up on the couch with me and then sauntered off. He's still in the room with me, and then Gio just sauntered in, so who knows what's about to happen. Yay. That is life with kittens. I just noticed it was Monday the 13th. The only reason I mentioned that is because growing up, I'm Gen X. We read the newspaper, mostly the comics, but, we read the newspaper in the morning because our parents had already gone to work. And so we got up, ate breakfast, read the newspaper, and went to school. Garfield was one of the comic strips. Hated Monday the 13th as opposed to Friday the 13th. So, now I was well into adulthood when somebody pointed out why, Garfield hated Mondays. You can take Monday the 13th for what it's worth, because he's a cat and he had his owner home on the weekend. John would be home on the weekends and then he would have to go back to work on Monday. That's why Garfield hated Mondays, for no other reason, because he's a cat. It's not like he has to go to work, but his owner would go back to work. And so John wouldn't be around the house. Think about it. All right. But yeah, it's Monday the 13th. So, your spiritual power, just a little nostalgia. Your spiritual power is what we are doing. So let's do the housekeeping really fast. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The email is info@creativelife.org. If you will email that, you will get one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week of the month, and the hot links are hot, which means if it says click here now, it means it. It will take you right to the information you want or the person that can help you get it. Now, the other thing that is important about the email is that it is a blind CC, which means nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So hopefully you will find that worthy. And then the last part of the housekeeping is just me reminding you about the social media. Okay, we do not monetize the social media. We don't ask you to give us money through them. We don't ask you to give them money. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on, as to what it says. And then with the individual post, react to the post, comment in the post, share the posts. It bumps us in the algorithms, and then the algorithms go, oh, more people should see this. So it is a free and easy way to support the center. All it costs you is a click. All right, that should be everything. Okay, so your spiritual power, as I like to point out every single day, a collection of inspirational writings. Basically, what they did was they went and pulled some of his rarer works that you might not find anywhere else and collected them together in this book. We have done, we've done What Religious Science Teaches. We have done Your Invisible Power. We are currently in Pray and Prosper. We are now getting into the section of Pray and Prosper where he's going to tackle a number of little things. Normally what I would do is when he would change topics, I would change videos. Well, these are really short, so we're not going to do that. I'm just going to list where I'm starting, and then we'll cover a few and then move on from there. So, I am starting on page 160. If you are interested in following along in the book, or if you decide to go and look back at something that I, said, we are going to start with prayer invokes the mental law. Oh, let me turn the light on too. I don't necessarily need it, I can either use the light or the glasses, but it's just better with both. So, okay, prayer invokes the mental law. Even in divine communion, we are dealing with the law of cause and effect. Our prayer invokes this divine law and causes it to manifest in our external world at the level of our inner perception of its working. Because this is true, prayer should always be definite, conscious, and active. He doesn't mess around, We don't want to get too specific, but definite. We want to be very definite. It's this is what I want. Don't hem and haw about it. What do you want? When we plant a garden, we invoke the creative fertility of the soil for definite purposes. We specialize its creative action that it may fulfill specific desires. And in the greater garden of the soul, the garden of the life principle itself, Where we deal with thoughts and ideas as seeds, we should follow the same pattern. We should never forget that all physical nature is merely an outpicturing of the invisible cause which gives rise to it. Thus, we are told to make known our requests with thanksgiving. But this is also a definite state. Not only should we assume the position of a thankful receiver, we should also assume the intelligent position of one who makes known their concrete requests. What things soever ye desire should be consciously accepted. In this way, we invoke the law of cause and effect for specific purposes. In this way, the law, which is the servant of the Lord, serves us. This is its nature. This is the will of the divine being. All right. Prayer as communion. Communion is not petition. That's kind of an important point right there. It's not petition. So when we are going to pray, we are not begging. We are stating our desires. Okay? So communion is not petition. It is an inward sense of reality. It is something we sense, feel, and respond to. We have a good illustration of this in Moses at the burning bush. All nature is, as Browning tells us, is alive, awake, and aware with the potent presence. Communion is entering into conscious union with the essence of things. When we commune with nature, she speaks to us, as the poet has suggested in various ways. The burning bush spoke to Moses and proclaimed the presence of God. He realized he was on holy ground. All nature became animated with the divine. Everywhere he looked, he saw God. This is communion. We must learn to commune with the indwelling spirit, to feel its presence, to sense its power, and to respond to its influence. This is entirely a thing of feeling, as opposed to a thing of the intellect. There is place for both, and that's one of the things that I appreciate the most about Science of Mind. It's about combining our thinking and feeling nature. We've got both. We need to use both, and to be the most effective at this, we need both. But certain parts of it are definitely one or the other. All right. Moving on to spiritual identification through communion. We all know that it is impossible for one to become successful unless they first identify themselves with success. The great identification is with the I am in the midst of our being. The Lord thy God in the midst of thee is mighty to heal and to prosper. If we wish love and friendship, we must identify ourselves with them. We must embody them in our thinking. Spirit is the great actor, the first cause of everything. It is in this inner spirit that we commune. No, it is with this inner spirit that we commune. This is the meaning of prayer, to commune with the spirit, which is already within us, to identify ourselves with it, following which we automatically project this identification into our experience. Okay? When we identify ourselves with it, we automatically embody it. We automatically project it into our world. That's where I like that he called spirit the great actor. It's like that's what we're doing. We are acting as spirit. We're not faking it. We are acting as what we truly are. It's the rest of the time that we have forgotten what we are, that we're acting like human beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay? Oh. Let's see. The effect of the old mistakes is wiped out. Old memory images are loosened until their content no longer harms. We are identified with the stream of accomplishment. the certainty that spiritual laws guide and protect us, and no evil can befall this identification. This act of spiritual identification through conscious communion is one of the supreme accomplishments of the soul. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to stop here or go ahead and do... I think I'm going to stop here because it's a lot. I think I'm going to stop here. I think we're going to pick up on 162 with shifting the burden. Because, yeah, I don't want to get too much at one time and then kind of lose the thread. It's a lot to think about. So I think we're going to pause there and we'll do, 3 more tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. But I do, like I said, I do appreciate that he called spirit the great actor, the first cause. And it's really important to remember, because we've already done your invisible power, and what religious science teaches, and that the kingdom of heaven is within us, and that the secret place of the Most High is already within us. So when we go into prayer, that's part of it. The first step is, there's only one. The second step is unifying with that, remembering that that's who we are. And when we remember, that we are spirit made manifest, and when we start to embody that, when we start to think like that, it changes the way we move through the world. It also changes what we ask for, and he says, if you want love and friendship, act like that, embody that, be that. What you want, you have to give away in order to get it back. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, all right. Okay. I think, like I said, I think we're just going to pause there. All right, beloveds. So that means I'm going to move on into the process of my day, but I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A take care of yourself day. A let's get this week started off right day. A enjoy the cooler weather in the morning day, but drink plenty of water throughout the day. It's still going to be 90 degrees for the next week. Yeah. So be aware of the heat day. Stay out of the direct sunlight between 10 and 2 day. You got this day. Do what you got to do day. Do something just for you day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Tell somebody you love them, including yourself day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, it's Monday. Not that I have any particular thing against Monday. I really don't. Monday's just fine with me. A good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time at your own pace. That's my favorite part of that sentence. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, and as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move on into the process of my day. But I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. We had a lot of fun with Reverend David's talk yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, scroll back 2 videos. And, that'd take you to the YouTube link. So we also had a problem where the iPad died in the middle of the service. So that was fun. And no, it didn't die. It rebooted in the middle of a song, right after Daniel got, it did it at a good time, but still. So, but it was a really good talk. So, go check it out. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. I will see you next time.